The sun hung low over Meadow VYEW estates, casting golden streaks across lawns so pristine they looked painted. This was a neighborhood where conformity wasn't just encouraged, it was law, enforced with an iron grip by Diane Harper, the Homeowners Association president. Diane, mid-50s, with a bob of platinum hair that never flinched in the humid air, saw herself as the guardian of perfection. To her, a single weed was a crack in civilization's foundation. Behind her back, folks called her the warden. Her electric golf cart buzzed through the streets like a predator drone, its hum a warning that someone's mailbox flag or trash bin might be out of line. Among the newcomers were Emily Carter and her 11-year-old daughter, Sophie. They'd moved to Meadow VYEW 6 months ago, chasing the promise of a quiet life after years of upheaval. Emily worked from home, her job requiring intense focus and secrecy, her blinds always drawn. Sophie, a bright kid with a quick laugh, was navigating middle school while juggling type 1 diabetes. Her insulin pump, clipped to her waist, hummed softly, a lifeline delivering insulin to keep her steady. It was a constant reminder of the tightrope she walked, but Sophie handled it with a resilience that made Emily's heart ache with pride. They met Diane's wrath early. A week after New Year's, a crisp notice appeared on their door, scolding them for ing up a string of fairy lights. Then came complaints about Sophie's marigold too tall, apparently in a recycling bin placed an inch too far from the curb. Each citation felt personal, like Diane had a vendetta. Emily felt the peace they'd come for slipping away, replaced by a nagging anxiety that Diane's golf cart might appear at any moment. The woman didn't just enforce rules, she thrived on it, her sharp voice cutting through the air, making kids freeze and adults scan their yards for infractions. To Diane, she was SAVYing Meadow VYEW from chaos she imagined as rogue lawn gnomes or unapproved paint colors. To everyone else, she was a tyrant in orthopedic sandals. The community clubhouse was supposed to be a haven. Its pool sparkled under the summer sun, and a small rec room offered air-conditioned relief, complete with a vending machine stocked with sodas. On a sweltering Tuesday, the asphalt shimmering like a mirage, Sophie spent hours swimming with her friends Ava and Zoe. The heat and exertion hit her hard, her blood sugar plummeting. Her glucose monitor chirped, its screen flashing a downward arrow. Her hand shook, her head felt fuzzy, she needed sugar fast. She checked her insulin pump. The battery was blinking critically low. No choice but to charge it. In the rec room, the cool tiles soothed her bare feet. She dug crumpled bills from her swim bag, bought an orange soda, and gulped it down, the sweetness chasing the fog away. Spotting an outlet by the vending machine, she sat on the floor, plugged in her pump's charger, and sighed as the WYC lit up. She leaned back, sipping her soda, willing her body to stabilize. The faint buzz of an approaching golf cart didn't register not until the rec room door slammed open. Diane Harper stood in the doorway, her silhouette stark against the blinding sun. Her eyes, trained to spot flaws, zeroed in on Sophie. "What do you think you're doing?" she snapped, her voice ricocheting off the walls. Sophie flinched, soda can halfway to her lips. "I'm charging my pump," she said, holding up the WYC. "The battery's super low." Diane strode forward, arms crossed. "You're using HOA electricity. That outlet is for the vending machine and maintenance only, not your personal gadgets." "It's my insulin pump," Sophie said, her voice small. "I need it to stay healthy." Ava and Zoe hovered by the door wide-eyed. Diane's glare didn't waver. "I know what an insulin pump is," she said, while VYing a hand like she was swatting a fly. "That doesn't give you the right to steal from the HOA. Unplug it. Now." Sophie's chest tightened. The low blood sugar still lingered, and Diane's tone made her dizzy. "Please, it's just a few minutes." My sugar was crashing. I felt awful. Diane scoffed, stepping closer, looming over the girl. "Crashing? Maybe if you didn't guzzle soda all day, you wouldn't have these problems. It's called responsibility." The words stung, twisting Sophie's condition into a choice. Tears pricked her eyes, her hands fumbling with the charger. "Please, just 2 more minutes," she whispered. Diane's face twisted with fury. "I warned you." she hissed, reaching in her tote bag. Before anyone could react, she pulled out a stun gun, aimed it at Sophie, and pressed a trigger. A crackle tore through the room, followed by Sophie's scream, sharp, raw, terrified. The electric jolt surged through her, her small body convulsing before she crumpled to the floor, limp. The soda can rolled away, fizzing. Her pump, yanked from the cord, clattered beside her. Her blood sugar, already dangerously low, plummeted further, her skin turning clammy, her breathing shallow. Ava and Zoe screamed, Ava bolting outside for help, Zoe dropping beside Sophie, sobbing. Diane stood frozen, the stun gun buzzing in her hand. Her righteous anger flickered, replaced by a dawning horror. She just tossed a child. A neighbor, Mr. Larson, rushed in, saw Sophie, and dialed 911. Another called, Emily, hands shaking. Diane stammered. She was stealing electricity, HOA property. But her voice cracked as she looked at Sophie, trembling on the tile. Emily's car screeched to a stop just as paramedics loaded Sophie onto a stretcher. Seeing her daughter pale, hooked to monitors, unleashed a fury so fierce it nearly drowned her fear. She pushed it down, GIVYing the EMT Sophie's medical details with a steady voice, though her hands shook. In the ambulance, she held Sophie's cold hand, whispering, "Mom's here, sweetie. You're going to be okay." The siren wailed, Leah VYing behind a stunned neighborhood and Diane, now facing a police officer. At the hospital, the ER team worked fast to stabilize Sophie's severe hypoglycemia, worsened by the stun gun shock. Emily stayed by her side, her mind shifting gears. She wasn't just a mom, she was Special Agent Emily Carter, FBI, focused on CIVYL rights cases. Once Sophie was stable, Emily stepped into the corridor, took a deep breath, and made 2 calls. First, to her FBI Super VY SOAR. Assault on a minor, sir. 11-year-old with a disability. Stun gun used by the HOA president. History of harassment. Possible bias against her condition. Second, to a local police contact, ensuring the case was handled right, but signaling federal interest. Back in Meadow VYEW, Diane was in custody, citing HOA rules like a mantra. But Emily knew this wasn't just assault. Diane's targeting of Sophie's disability suggested a hate crime. A joint task force FBI, local police, AT formed fast. A search of Diane's pristine home revealed the stun gun, plus an illegal taser, pepper spray, and an unregistered Glock. Her laptop and journals exposed a darker truth. Diane was steeped in extremist online forums, spewing hate against minorities and, especially, people with disabilities. She'd fixated on Sophie, calling her diabetes a weakness and her pump a prop for sympathy. Draft HOA rules aim to exclude residents with medical needs, like banning ramps or limiting pool access for those with the VYCS like Sophie's. The EVY Denke was damning. Federal charges piled up: hate crime, assault on a minor, illegal weapons, and a domestic terrorism enhancement. Diane's plea deal admitted guilt to the hate crime and firearm charges, earning her 15 years in prison. The judge's words were icy. You turned a petty position into a weapon of hate, targeting a child for her disability. This is a federal crime, and it will be punished. Her home was seized, funds redirected to Sophie's care. Meadow VY EU changed. The HOA elected a new board, scrapped discriminatory rules, and embraced inclusive VY tie. A rainbow flag flew at the clubhouse, a quiet rebellion. Sophie recovered physically but carried emotional scars, softened by therapy and support from Ava, Zoe, and neighbors. Emily watched her daughter laugh by the pool, her smile bright again, a testament to resilience. Diane's reign was over, her hate exposed, and Meadow VYEW, scarred but healing, found a truer peace, one built on community, not control.